Okay, so today we're going to go over 7-4. I don't know why I put 7-1, so I apologize for that. Subtracting linear expressions. Here we go. So when you're subtracting linear expressions, it's basically, please note, basically the same thing as adding them, except for you have one step that you need to do beforehand. When you see this minus sign, like right here, as I don't have my correct thing on, but you get the point. When you see this minus sign, that means all the symbols in this equation here, or in this parenthesis bracket, need to flip. So what I mean by that is this 5x plus 4 stays. This minus sign turns this 3x into minus 3x, and this plus 2x into minus 2x. So they just turn the opposite of whatever they are. In this case, they were both positive, so they both turn negative. Then all you have to do is go, okay, we got a 5x and a minus 3x, and then 4 and 2. Minus 2, correct. So combining, 5x combined with means adding negative 3. That becomes 2x because 5 minus 3 is 2, and our x stays with it. Then we have positive 4 and negative 2. So positive 4 plus negative 2 is minus 2. We no longer have any like terms, so that is our answer. So when you are subtracting, you flip or switch the symbols. That'll help you remember that. So to flip or switch the symbols, and I'll probably use both of those words interchangeably. So here, just like I said before, we have negative 4x minus 6 minus 3x plus 2. So our negative 4x minus 6 stays. This minus sign right here tells us we got to flip the symbols for both of these. So if we have positive 3x, it becomes minus 3x. If we have positive 2, it becomes minus 2. Then we go through, find our like terms. I don't know how to switch the colors on here, so we'll just square these ones. We're going to combine minus 4x and minus 3x. When you combine, that means add. So minus 4x plus minus 3x gets us minus 7x. And then we have minus 6 plus negative 2. Sorry, negative 6 plus negative 2. And that becomes negative 8. What you really need to do is be careful with your symbols, because that's where a lot of you messed up the other day as well. You're just not slowing down and taking your time and checking your work and making sure what you are doing is correct. So just take that time to make sure you're doing your math right with your negative and positives. So here's where you can go ahead and pause and try these two on your own and then compare with the work that I do once you have done them. Okay, so here we have 7x minus 5, that stays. This negative sign or minus sign turns our positive 2 into negative 2x, and our negative 1 will turn into positive 1. Go through, we've got 7x minus 2x along with minus 5 and plus 1. 7x combined with, so plus negative 2x, is 5x, and negative 5 plus positive 1 would be negative 4. There's your answer there. Over here, 6x minus 4 minus 2x minus 4. So what happens is our 6x minus 4 stays. This subtraction sign makes us flip the symbols on the next half, so it becomes minus 2x, and the minus 4 becomes plus 4. Find our like terms, so 6x and minus 2x, and minus 4 and plus 4. Make sure you are including that symbol that's in front of the number. It's very, very important that you do that. Then you just combine 6x plus negative 2x becomes 4x. And negative 4 plus positive 4 is just 0. And to make that even more accurate, it's just 4x. Now here's just another example, 3x plus 2 minus negative 2x plus 1. So like I said before, the first part stays the same. Wow, 3x plus 2. This subtraction sign turns everything in here to its opposite. So if it's negative 2x, it becomes positive 2x. If it's positive 1, it becomes negative 1. Go through, find your like terms, so 3x and plus 2x because those both have x, and then plus 2 minus 1, making sure I'm including the symbol that's before the number. 3x combined with 2x becomes 5x, and positive 2 combined with negative 1, so 2 plus negative 1 or 2 minus 1 is 1. And there's your answer. Always remember, combined with means add. So you add whatever that symbol is. So plus a negative becomes subtraction. You can go ahead and pause these ones and try them on your own, just making sure that you're really following along with those symbols. It's very, very important that you pay attention to the details of the positives and negatives because that could make or break your problem. So pause it, try them, and then compare with me. X minus 5 minus 2x minus 1, so our x minus 5 stays. Our minus sign here turns everything to its opposite, so positive 2x becomes negative 2x, and negative 1 becomes positive 1. Find your like terms, so x and negative 2x, along with negative 5 and positive 1. This x means that there is one x there. So 1x combined with negative 2x, 1 minus 2 is negative 1x, or it can be written just as negative x. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. There is your answer. That's how I want you to write it. If there is no number in front of your x, it means 1. So don't forget that. It's not just negative 2x because there's no number in front of that x. When there is no number in front of the x, it means 1x. Very, very, very important that you remember that. Here we have 6m plus 3 minus negative 4m minus 1. So our first chunk can stay the way that it is. This subtraction sign flips everything in here. So negative 4m becomes positive 4m. Negative 1 becomes positive 1. Find your like terms. Notice I'm keeping the symbol that's in front of my term. Plus 3 and plus 1. Then you just combine. 6m plus 4m is 10m. And 3 plus 1 is 4. Ta-da! Now we've got some word problems, so this is where you really need to pay attention. It says the expression 8x plus 48.75 represents the total amount of money the soccer team earned from selling X amount of t-shirts. If the team had to pay 2x plus $24 in expenses, write an expression to represent their profit. So we know that the total amount of money that they make from or earn from their shirts is 8x plus 48.75. That's one expression. If they have to pay means minus. They are losing this 2x plus 24. We want to find out their profit. So we're taking the total that they earn minus what they have to pay to figure out their profit. So when we do that, our 8x plus 48.75 stays. This minus sign flips everything that's in here. So positive 2x becomes minus 2x, and positive 24 becomes negative 24. Then we just go find our like terms. So 8x minus 2x, I'm making sure I keep that symbol, plus 48.75 and minus 24. 8x minus 2x is 6x, and then 48.75 minus 24 is a positive 24.75. So that number, or that equation there, represents their profit. Moving on to our next question here, it wants to know if the team sold 54 t-shirts, what was their profit? So our expression for our profit was 6x plus 24.75. X is representing our amount of t-shirts that we sold. So if we sold 54 t-shirts, all we have to do is plug it in. So we're going to have 6 replacing x with 54 plus 24.75. We're going to use our order of operations PEMDAS. Whoa. How do I get rid of that? There we go. To solve this, so our parentheses, we have parentheses, but everything inside of our parentheses, our 54, is already solved. So moving along, exponents, I see none. Multiplication, this 6 parenthesis 54 means 6 times 54. And when we do that, we get 324. So we took care of that. This just comes on down with us. And then all I have to do is 324 plus 24.75 to get 348.75. And if it's their profit, that's in money, so we put the dollar sign before the number. And we go to our nearest cent. The cent is in the hundredths place. That's also very important when you're talking about money. So here I want you to pause and try these next 2 slides on your own. And then double check and follow with me. So here it says after working X hours on Monday, Kate earns 9X. And on Tuesday, she earns 7X plus $3. So it wants to know if she worked $5 or 5 hours each day, how much did she earn on Monday? So I'm missing a piece of information, so let's look and see. Shoot. You'll unpause and notice that I messed up and catch up here. So once I give you what you need, you can pause and try again. So first we want to figure out write an expression to find out how much more she made on Monday. Okay, so that's what you're trying to figure out. Write an expression to find out how much more she made on Monday. So now you can go ahead and pause and try to do that. Sorry for the confusion. So in order to do that, I know that on Monday she made $9X, and on Tuesday she made 7X plus 3. To find out how much more she made this day than this day, I need to take 9X and then subtract our 7X plus 3. When I do that, our 9X stays. This subtraction sign makes us flip the symbols on all of that in there. So positive 7x becomes minus 7x, and positive 3 becomes minus 3. Find our like terms. So 9x and minus 7x. And this minus 3 is hanging out solo. 9x minus 7x becomes 2x, and our minus 3 just stays hanging out by itself. And there is your answer there to find out how much more money she made on Monday than she did on Tuesday. So if she worked for 5 hours each day, how much did she earn on Monday? So all we have to do is take that equation from our previous slide that we figured out, our 2x minus 3. So if she worked 5 hours each day, our x here, x hours, so x stands for hours. If she worked 5 hours, we just replace our x with 5. This 2 parenthesis 5 parenthesis means 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Took care of that. Our minus 3 comes down. 10 minus 3 is 7. And she made $7 more. Some other things I want you to remember that you don't have a slide for, but there's room in your packet to do, is distribution. So if I had 3 minus 2 parentheses x plus 4 parentheses, we take this term that's in front of the parentheses and the entire term. The entire term includes the symbol that is in front and distribute it to everything inside, which means our 3 stays. When we distribute, we multiply, because remember, a number with next to a parenthesis means times. So negative 2 times x becomes negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 4 becomes negative 8. Combine your like terms. We've got 3 and we've got minus 8. This negative 2x is hanging out by itself. I want to put our variable first, so negative x goes first. And then we combine 3 plus negative 8 to get positive 5. So when you distribute the entire term that's in front of the parenthesis to everything that is inside of the parenthesis. And you do the entire term. So for example, if I have 4x plus 5 parenthesis x minus 2, our 4x is just going to come down. This whole 5x is going to distribute to everything within the parentheses. So it becomes positive 5 times x, which is just 5x. And positive 5 times negative 2, there's a minus sign there. So 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, because when you multiply or divide, negatives come in pairs. And then, just as always, we find our like terms, minus 10, and combine. So 4x plus 5x is 9x, and our minus 10 just stays. I hope that was a nice little refresher for you there on your distribution. And you can go ahead and please quietly work on your assignment for the rest of the period. Thank you.